Yeah, so I started, getting ranked in the national, the Swimming World magazine, National Reportable Times, the top 16 times. And I think when I was 10, I was ranked third in the country behind Peirsol and somebody else, I don't remember who, in the 50 backstroke. And so seeing those names in different parts of the country was what really kind of sparked an interest to take it to not just the state level, but compete at a higher level. So then I remember it was Justin Smith who first told me about the national select camps. So I went to apply for one of those and got to go to national select camp in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center. I think I did that twice. I think at age like 13 and then maybe again at 14, if I'm remembering that correctly. And man, it takes me a little bit to remember all that, but I remember, continuing.
Can I build off that with you as we're just kind of talking? Clay said that changed his life, the camp. He told me about going to juniors and taking like 115th in that same summer, going to a select camp. And I'm imagining he was describing the 14-year-old summer. He said it changed his life, and he came back from that camp a different person. Matt Parrish told me about a junior national experience and like really opening his eyes to what some of the California swimmers were doing and whatnot, and getting that exposure and the confidence that created. And guys, could you kind of build off of that and what you took from those two camps?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was definitely a very informative experience for me too. And one of the camps I went to, I don't know if this name's on your list, but was with a guy named Scott Weir. Incredibly talented swimmer. But I remember going to national select camp.
He's one of my top probably 10 200 IMers in state history for sure.
Yeah. He actually kind of lived with me our senior year of high school. We were on the same team. We had a really interesting 400 freestyle relay where our splits for the relay were 53, 50 point, and then 44, 44. So we're swimming from behind. But
interesting approach to lead with the 53.
Yeah. But no, the national select camp was really informative for me. And then what was it? I think another big moment was when I won junior nationals for the first time. It was in Buffalo, New York, in the 200 backstroke, and I got my Olympic trials cut.
How old were you then?
15, maybe a late 14. I know in the Olympic trials in 2000, I was the second youngest guy there behind, and Matt Grievous was the youngest. I think I placed like 56th in the 200 backstroke at the 2000 Olympic trials. And that was.
Did you swim well? Was it a great swim for you, or was it like at your best time? How did that compare to your best time at trials?
Yeah, I swam well. I want to say at that point then I was 15, and that summer I trained with Josh Boss, who's a breaststroker from Jenison who swam for Hope. Another guy named Brian Slaw, who's from Zealand, where Clay is from. And I remember being at that meet with Josh. And then it was pretty cool. Like Sports Illustrated randomly took a photo of Josh and had that as like their center, like 2-page spread of like their Olympic trials coverage. And it was with Josh Boss swimming. And then also with Jenna Birch, who went on to swim for Clemson. So that was another big moment. I remember at the Buffalo Junior Nationals, my mom came down with viral meningitis. And luckily my aunt was there with us. But she was super sick in the hospital, in a really kind of crummy hospital. And it was just an awful time for her. And I was really worried about her. And somehow out of that, wanted to do well for her. And I think it's when I won junior nationals and got the Olympic trial cut in the 200 backstroke. And that was a really big moment too, to just kind of have, Olympic trials, as part of something that I was going to go do, and a lot of payoff. But